Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Over to you, Project.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavansya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitam Janamaham Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunya Adipashyata Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratushe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sati Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhishya Kripa Sindhu Bhajapatitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So in our series Tuning the Frequencies of Life, we saw in the first session about the body, how body should be very healthy. And it's amazing, I was just reading Bhagavad Gita. You will be amazed to see. I'll better show it to you. What Krishna talks about these things. Let me share the screen with you. This is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 17, text number 8. I was just reading, so I just came across. Krishna says, he says, Ayu Sattva Bala Rogya Sukha Priti Vivardhana Rasyaha Snigdaha Sthira Rida Ahara Satvika Priya. Food which is fatty, juicy, what it does, Ayuhu, it increases the duration of life, purify one's existence, gives strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. Krishna is not saying don't eat, don't eat nicely. He's telling eat good food so that you can be healthy. So, and you can be happy and you can be satisfied. So body should be healthy, Krishna is telling in so many chapters. Why? Because if body is not healthy, you cannot do anything. But why we should keep healthy body? That's the question. If you keep your body healthy so that you can go on a world tour, what's a big deal? So many birds are on world tour. The next life you become a bird. Krishna will say you better become a bird if you just want to travel. So healthy body and then peaceful mind. What it does, if we have a healthy body and peaceful mind where we are satisfied, Krishna says satisfaction. So these two will help us to attain the real goal of life. And that real goal of life will be the food for the soul. So that is why this series came. First you take care of your body, then mind. And then now when body and mind are aligned, then what you do? You go for attaining the real goal of life, which is to understand who are you, which is to understand who is Krishna, which is to understand what is my relationship with Krishna. And after understanding all these 3 points, to act on it, we need a peaceful mind and a healthy body. So, this healthy body and a peaceful mind and a sharp intelligence should be utilized in attaining that goal of life, which is to understand Krishna, your relationship with Krishna, and to act on that. And this is what is called in Vedic scriptures Sambandha, Abhidhe, and Prayojan. Sambandha means to understand my relationship with Krishna. Abhidhe is to act on that relationship. If Krishna is my master, if Krishna is my lover, then I should love Krishna. How do I do it? By serving him. You love your husband, you serve him food. You take care of his house. You love your children, then you serve your children. You love your parents, then you serve your parents. Love has to be exhibited. I mean, none of you would like if your partner would come and say, I love you. And then you say, so, what's the big deal? I mean, do I have to do anything? If you just go empty-handed and say, I love you, it has no meaning. If you go with a gift and say, I love you, oh, thank you very much. And then you serve. Husband serves the wife serves husband, kids are serving parents, parents are serving kids. Then people say, oh, I'm a Desh Bhakta, Desh Premi. I love my country. If you love our country, sir, what are you doing for your country? That's the first question asked. So after knowing the Sambandha, Abhidhe has to be there. And our acharyas have explained how can we serve Krishna by serving food, but first of all, by chanting Hare Krishna. In material world also we have seen, if a person loves another person, then he or she likes to hear and chant the name of lover. People write, people get it tattooed, their lover's name. The name is so important. वो नाम में क्या रखा है? बहुत कुछ रखा है. नाम में ही तो है. कृष्ण का नाम में ही सब है. So then, chant holy name. Then you want to read about your lover. So read Bhagavatam. Then you read if your lover has sent some letter. Nowadays, WhatsApp, or most of the time it's call. In good old days, I don't know, telephones came in 96, but before that letters, and people used to send. People used to engage the species like pigeons to send love letters. कबूतर जा और चिट्ठी लेके जा और चिट्ठी लेके आना वापस. And then you get the letter and you want to read it again and again, again and again. I don't know if someone of you from that era, not only husband, wife, parents, children, if a child has gone to hostel and he's writing a letter to the mother, because that is love. So then mother wants to read it again and again, over and over. So then you read Bhagavad Gita, because that is what Krishna has written for us. That is, Krishna is our lover, And that is the letter he has written. So read again. Then you serve him food. You keep his house clean. So this is called abhidheya. And then prayojan, to attain complete, pure, unalloyed love for my lover, who's Krishna. That is prayojan, goal of life. So that is now food for soul. So body and mind has to align and attain that food for soul. So let us understand what is soul. Before we give food to the soul, we need to understand what is soul. What is the nature of soul? The soul is not material. Soul is anti-material, which in a very simple words we say spiritual. Because modern scientists, they always come up with complex words. Anti-material. Why can't you say just spiritual? Which is not matter, it's spirit. There are only two things, matter or spirit. If it is not material, it is spiritual. So the soul, the nature of soul, Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita at length. It is spiritual. Like we give food to the body. So we need to give food to the soul. Now food, because body is matter. So the food for body is also matter. And chapati and the vegetables, different varieties of vegetables, grains, milk products, cereals, pulses. There's so many things, fruits and roots and dry fruits, so many things. So matter. Yes, we offer it to Krishna, make it spiritual, but still it is matter. And that is why it is needed for body. So because body is material, soul is spiritual, so the food for soul also will be spiritual. And that, what is that? We'll come to know. We'll discuss why it is important. You understood that the spiritual food is required. Why it is important? I'll tell you a story. And this story is very good. The fruit seller selling fruits to Krishna, but that will take a lot of time. You go to there are shops who sell, which sell birds. They have beautiful cages, and along with the cage, they sell the bird so that people like to keep at home and talk to the bird. Many parrots, our devotees, sometimes the parrots are devotees have parrots, so they train them to talk Hare Krishna and Hari Bol. Recently, one video is going very viral. It's a different kind of bird, and this person is telling Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, and the bird actually saying Hare Krishna, and then say Hari Bol, say Hari Bol. So birds, if you go to a shop, you want to have a beautiful bird at your home. You go to shop, they have more than 100 varieties of birds, all kept in a beautiful, small, medium size, bigger cages. You go, buy one, not get one, buy one. There's no scheme like that, buy one, get one. So you buy and bring it to the house. And obviously you want to know, so you ask the seller that, what do I need to feed? Okay, this, you feed. Clean and all that. And the cage should not be so small. Now, if you only clean the cage, as this shopkeeper told you to clean the cage also. You're cleaning the cage every day, but you're not feeding the bird. So what will happen? After a few days, the bird will start, making a lot of sound because she's hungry. The bird is hungry. And you still don't bother. You think, oh, bird is playing. Eh, Every day, 2 times in a day, religiously clean the cage and paint it with the golden color, sometimes silver color, different colors. What will happen if you don't feed the bird? After 1 week, after 10 days, after 2 weeks, after 2 weeks, suddenly you will see there is no sound. And then the bird is not moving. It's dead. So you go to the shopkeeper. What kind of bird you have given me? You have cheated. I will go to the consumer court. I will put this photo and make a video and post it, make it viral. What kind of bird? In 15 days that bird died. And then what did you eat? What did you feed this bird? No, I did not feed anything to the bird. If you will not feed to the bird has to die. No? If you don't feed yourself, you will also die. So how intelligent is that you're cleaning the cage, keeping everything clean, but not feeding the bird? The soul is like that bird. And this body is like a cage. The actual life is soul. The body is dead body. It's matter. It's cage. So we are taking so much care of body. Okay, that's good. Krishna is saying you have to keep your body healthy. You have to keep your mind satisfied. Krishna is not saying don't eat. But too much. We are doing so much for the body. Okay, that also is okay. But are we doing anything for the soul? That's the question. Why the soul will not die? One Prabhupada tells this example, very beautiful example. Once man, one man was drowning in the ocean. And nobody is going to save because it's far. The people on the beach, they don't know how to swim. So one, Mr. India comes, heroic figure, he comes, oh, I will save him. And he runs and goes, jumps and swims. And then he brings back the hat and the coat of the man. And he said, see, I saved him. And people are saying, you fool, you only brought hat and the coat. Where is the man? He died, he drowned. So similarly, this body is like coat. It's like a cloth. Even if you want to protect, this body has to die because it's matter and matter has expiry date. Spirit has no expiry date because no birth date, no expiry date. Soul is eternal. So we have to save the soul, not the body. If even Jesus says in Bible, if you save the body and the soul is lost, you lost everything. In Srimad Bhagavatam also, same thing is mentioned. But if you save the soul and body is little bit up and down, no fault, no loss, no problem. Absolutely all right. Sometimes, it's Kalyuga, sometimes body get disease. Or the weather is changing, sometimes it's raining, sometimes sun is shining. So many of people will face this viral fever. It's not corona viral fever, it's viral, normal viral fever. Maybe corona. Oh, nowadays, corona has lost respect. If you go and stay in some other person's house for a long time, you will lose respect. So coronavirus has now lost respect at least in our country. Most of the countries, they don't pay respect to it. So this viral fever is going on. So something or the other will go. I asked one doctor, I said, in which season or in which month, most of the people, they become, infected with diseases, their health is not good. And the doctor said that when summers are just about, summers go and rains come. So when this change happens, This is the best season when doctors earn a lot of money. So most of the people, because the weather has suddenly changed now, from warm, it's now cooling. So something or the other, this body will have problem. But if soul is fit and fine, then no loss. Vyasadeva, who wrote all the Vedic literatures, including Srimad Bhagavatam, Mahabharata, he wrote 4 Vedas, 108 Upanishads, 18 Puranas, Mahabharata. He's not satisfied. He's not happy. He's feeling very morose. So he thought of his spiritual master, Sri Narad Muni. And Narad Muni appeared on the scene. And Narad Muni asked, what happened? He said, my dear spiritual master, I have written all the Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, Mahabharata. Still, I'm not satisfied. So Narad Muni said, because you have written all these scriptures, where mostly, if not all, mostly it covers about how to take care of your body, how to take care of your bodily desires, how to enjoy in this material world. You have not written any scripture which purely talks about the soul, food for soul, pure food for pure soul. So you should write that. And then Vyasadeva understands and he writes Srimad Bhagavatam. Of all the Puranas, this is Amala Purana, purest of all the scriptures, purest of all the knowledge. It only talks about pure love for Krishna by a devotee. That is how you see all over the world. It's a trend. There are some people who are running after money. There are some people who want to give up money. You see, both kind of people are there. Is it not? It's strange, huh? So when Prabhupada went to America in 1965, so in 1960s, 62, 63, this movement started taking, up momentum. It's called hippie movement. Long hippie hair. Hippie people means, what were hippies? You might be knowing also. Hippies keep long hair, they don't take proper bath. They're not worried about society. Basically, they are anti-government. They're against the government system. They come from very good families. At the age of 15, 16, 17, 18, they give up their family life, and they stay on the road, do something. Especially because Vietnam War was going on, this movement started. And these hippies were trying to become happies. So then they thought, why not to take a path which is non-material? Because materialism in America in 60s was a lot of materialism. What India is seeing now, in America, it was much more than what we see now. So, but this materialism is not giving them happiness. This money is not giving them happiness. So then thought that, okay, let us, take to another path, anti-material, spiritual path, so-called. So now they don't know. So they think spiritual, they have seen, that is how these Dam Maro Dam, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, that's how Dam Maro Dam movie came. Huh? That's what hippies are. What you see in the movie is exactly what hippies are. So they started doing something. They're not able to get success. It's not spirituality you cannot practice without a guru. They do not know. So they started taking drugs. That is how these words, very famous, liquid ecstasy. It's a kind of drug. So that's what Prabhupada said. You are running after this liquid ecstasy, which only gives you so-called illusory ecstasy for few minutes to few hours, maybe few days. I will give you the process, which will give you eternal ecstasy. That's how the word ecstasy comes. That is food for soul. So they left everything. They don't want anything material. They're looking for spiritual, but they don't know how to look. Somehow Krishna arranged, and Srila Prabhupada reached America in 1965 when hippie movement was at its peak. And Prabhupada thought, why not to start preaching with these hippies? And he started all over America, started preaching to hippies. And So when Prabhupada came after preaching, after giving them the real food for soul, they became happy. So Prabhupada came to Vrindavan, and there was some magician. He came. He showed some magic, something appearing, disappearing. He showed a magic. He said, and Prabhupada was like just watching. And this magician asked, "So, what do you think?" Prabhupada said, "Good." So the magician asked, "So, Swamiji, can you show some magic?" Prabhupada said, "No, I cannot show any magic. I'm not a magician. But one magic I can show you. One thing I have done." And this man said, "What?" Prabhupada said, "Look, all these people, they were hippies. I made them happy." The magician became humbled. He said, "This is the toughest thing anyone can do. I pay my obeisances." The magician left. So Prabhupada made hippies into happies. Why? Just by giving. How? Just by giving food for soul, which is already very prevalent in India. It's reducing thanks to all of us who are blindly following the Western culture. What has happened in America is now happening here, and eventually they went down. We are also seeing, you see today's youth, right from age of 14 or 13, teenagers, to age of 21, 22, 23, very irresponsible, living in their own world, not connected with reality. They have very fancy ideas. They talk a lot, but cannot walk. They cannot do anything. They just talk. They have their own ideas. They have their own world. That's called hippie culture, which is now picking up in India. All these teenagers, most of them, you see, they do not have much understanding. They're very, very far from reality. Very far from reality. Why? Unfortunately, their parents are not giving them spiritual knowledge. Unfortunately. So how Prabhupada made hippies into happies in America, that's what we are doing all over the world, making hippies to happies. So now comes the question, what is food for soul? And what Prabhupada gave? Chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. In America, these hippies used to take a lot of drugs. What these drugs do? They take you to a high and then eventually bring you down. All these tranquilizers and all that. They're like it's just playing with your nervous system actually. It's destroying. If you want to destroy a life, give that person drugs. It takes control of nervous system and then person cannot live without it. That is how hippie movement was. And India also now is drugs picking up. So, and from very good families, not that only poor families. And we are seeing now all hippies and zombies everywhere. All these teenagers, even if they're not taking drugs, they do not know the reality. They don't know what they're doing. They do not have any connection with the practical world. Many of them. So then Prabhupada started giving them. So they used to take drugs and by morning come down. They would sleep early morning, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, till afternoon, late afternoon, then wake up, take bath or no bath, eat something, again take drugs, and then whole night you sing, play some instrument, whatever. That they thought that is practice of spirituality. Exactly based on that, this movie was made. When the director producer Devananda, he realized, he came to Juhu, ISKCON Juhu, he realized. He met few devotees. Oh, he said, I want to make part 2, I want to know more. He said, what you have shown in part 1, it's all bogus. We don't even drink tea, coffee. You're talking about drugs, and then he dropped the idea of making part. He apologized. He said, I didn't know this. So he apologized and did not make the part. So what Prabhupada gave them? Prabhupada said, I will give you a formula which will make you stay high forever. So there was an article Prabhupada wrote about Hare Krishna Mahamantra, stay high forever. What is that high? So people, they say that when they get intoxicated, because they get disconnected with the real world, they are into a different world and they, oh, I'm happy. And when a person gives food to the soul, practices bhakti, is always happy. That is stay high forever. So Prabhupada started giving them Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Completely spiritual. And so it's the best food for the soul. So where soul is involved, chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, reading Bhagavad Gita, hearing Bhagavad Gita, discussing Bhagavad Gita, understanding, applying in our life. That's all food for soul. Now, how you can practice? It's very easy. You eat food. Definitely you eat food. Everyone eats food. So what we are saying, cook vegetarian food, healthy food. Krishna is saying you should have healthy body, satisfied mind. But Krishna is never promoting you should eat non-vegetarian food. Non-vegetarian food can never make you healthy. It's only your body becomes graveyard. If you give pain to someone, do you think that karmic reaction will not come back to you? That reaction of karma will definitely come back to you. That is the situation. So then, so many animals are being killed just because someone wants to relish the taste, and absolutely there is no taste in the meat. I have not eaten, but I can understand, because when people cook meat, they put a lot of spices, a lot of this, that. That means there is no taste in the meat. That's why you're cooking. So much thing. Veggies or vegetables you can eat raw, there's a flavor. You cook veggies, you will see flavor. It's rotten meat. Huh? So cook vegetarian food, offer it to Krishna. Vegetarian food will take care of your body. It's food for body. But when you offer it to Krishna, then it becomes food for body and food for soul. Both. Then you chant Hare Krishna mantra, mind becomes satisfied, mind becomes peaceful. That is additional benefit. So food for mind. But the main benefit, chanting, is food for soul. So body and soul, mind and soul, and then intelligence. You hear these kind of classes, you read Bhagavad Gita, read Bhagavatam, practice it. Your intelligence gets sharpened and you know what is right, what is wrong. You can discriminate. Intelligence means discriminating between right and wrong. So that scriptures, Vedic knowledge gives food for intelligence, and because it is spiritual knowledge, it gives food for soul also. So just by doing three activities, chanting, reading, hearing about from the Vedic scriptures, eating food, it gives food for body, mind, and intelligence. And all the three, because they are spiritual, they're connected to Krishna, gives food for soul. So you don't have to do anything extraordinary. Krishna has designed this world in such a way that you can, get nourished at your external material, bodily, mental, emotional, intellectual level, and also at the same time spiritual level. Both are taken care. Like a train runs on two tracks. So that is how both the tracks are taken care. This is called food for soul. Just try it and you see how it works. It works wonders. Otherwise, why people, I've met people who are in a movement from like 55 years, right from 1966, more than 55 years, 56 years. And they're still there chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Can you imagine a person chanting Hare Krishna mantra for 56 years? They're happy. That is something. They were teenagers. When they met Prabhupada, they're like 16, 17, 18. And now they've grown old, like 70 plus. And still they're chanting Hare Krishna mantra. They cannot leave it. So that's real food for soul. Until unless you get food for soul, until unless soul is satisfied, you can never be satisfied in life. You become Ambani, you become Adani, you become Tata, you become Bill Gates, you become whoever. You become the most famous personality, you become most beautiful person in the world, Mr. World, Miss World. You become most intelligent person. You go to moon, you go to Mars, you go to Saturn, you go to Jupiter, you go to Indralok, Brahmalok. You'll still be not happy if the food is not given to the soul. And that's Krishna very clearly speaks out loud in Bhagavad Gita. And so many people have tried and are still trying to become happy without spirituality. Cannot become happy. You cannot become happy. So until unless this food is given to the soul, which is spiritual, which is bhakti, that person can never be completely happy. That person can never be completely satisfied. If you wish to be completely satisfied and completely happy, then you must practice bhakti. There is absolutely no other option. And bhakti is Susukham karto bhavyayam. Krishna is saying Susukham karto. It is so joyous. It's joyfully performed. It's not that we are telling you to go to Himalaya and cover yourself, till the neck, bury yourself with the snow peak mountains till the neck, and then chant. No, sit at home, just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If you're feeling bored, chant with us. Every day on Zoom, we are there, 5 to 7, we chant together. So many people join, you also join. Chant with us, read with us. Now we have a reading club, Krishna Upadesh, spiritual reading club. Every day, just 24 minutes, you read with us. And then here, discuss with us, morning 7 to 8. Every day and evening, this weekly program, discuss with us. And then you cook. Rest all we are doing together. So bhakti is very joyfully performed. So please understand this. You are not this body, you are a soul, spiritual soul. And until unless spiritual soul, it's like, mobile needs battery charge. So mobile has a charger. You have to connect. Then your other equipment also needs some electric current. So everything has to be charged. So body also needs charge, mind also needs charge, intelligence and soul also. So we have missed out that part soul from years and from decades and from lifetimes. That's why we're not happy. So let's charge it. Charge your soul, recharge your soul with this bhakti, and you see you'll be so happy. That's what we want to give to the world. That is the only way one can become happy. So please accept this, be happy, and spread this happiness all over the world. Hare Krishna. So if you have any question, we can take, if anyone has any question. If not, then I think earlier Shakti Raj Prabhu used to read something for 5-10 minutes. Used to read Bhagavad Gita. So why don't you open Bhagavad Gita, share on the screen, and everyone can read. Okay, let us take one question. Wow, the name is Vichlit Man. Very nice. Please unmute Vichlit Man.
हरे
Hare Krishna.
कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna. Yes.
प्रभु जी, एक छोटा सा सवाल है। जैसे कि आपने मेरा नाम पढ़ ही लिया है, विचलित मन मैंने जानबूझ के रखा है क्योंकि मेरा मन कभी काम या स्टेबल रहता ही नहीं है। मैं कुछ भी कर लूं। मैंने कई बार आपसे ये सवाल किया है सेशंस में, आपने एक ही जवाब दिया और मैं बार बार यही क्वेश्चन करता हूँ। अभी कुछ दिनों से क्या हो रहा है प्रभु जी, मैं कुछ भी करूं मेरे दिमाग में चांट चलता रहता है, हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा। अगर ये नहीं तो ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय। सुबह से लेके शाम तक मैं किसी भी सिचुएशन में हूँ, ये चलता रहता है मेरे मन में। पर कई बार सिचुएशन ऐसी ऑकवर्ड होती है कि मैं नहीं चाहता ये मेरे दिमाग में चले। लाइक मैं एक मैरिड हूँ, मेरे 2 बच्चे भी है। जब मैं काम क्रिया में भी हो तो तब भी मेरे मन में ऐसा चलता रहता है। तो इस सिचुएशन को मैं क्या कैसे हैंडल करूँ, क्या समझूं? मैं राइट ट्रैक पे हूँ या फिर अभी मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा मैं आपको कैसे समझाऊं। पर
ओके,
आई थिंक आप मेरा क्वेश्चन समझ गए होंगे।
ना क्वेश्चन बड़ा सिंपल है। आपका मन में अगर वो चैंटिंग चल रहा है, ओम नमः शिवाय का हम गारंटी नहीं लेते, कोई भी नहीं लेता। हरे कृष्णा का गारंटी। इसलिए हरे कृष्णा मंत्र आपके मन में चलता रह रहा है, आप कुछ भी कर रहे हैं। एक बार भगवान चैतन्य महाप्रभु बैठे थे और एक छोटा बच्चा गोपाल नाम का थोड़ा दूर बैठा था, और वो दोनों ने देखा कि एक वृद्ध व्यक्ति आ रहा है लोटा लेके, मतलब वो टॉयलेट में जा रहा है। हाँ, पहले तो घर में टॉयलेट नहीं होते थे, तो वो लोटा लेके जा रहा था, बट वो अपनी जबान को पकड़ रहा था, रोकने का कोशिश कर रहा था। उसकी जबान से हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण करो बहुत पकड़, छूट नहीं रहा था। तो छोटा बच्चा देखा कि बुढ़ा बाबा क्या कर रहा है। बोले बाबा क्या कर रहे हो? बोले देखो ना, मैं टॉयलेट जा रहा हूँ, अब मेरा हरे कृष्ण मंत्र बंद ही नहीं हो रहा है, टॉयलेट में कैसे जप करूंगा, ये रुकता नहीं मेरा जबान। वो बोला, गोपाल बोला बाबा अगर टॉयलेट में मृत्यु हो गई तो कम से कम नाम जप करते हुए तो मृत्यु होगी ना, तो क्या बुरा है, काम कुछ भी करो, हरे कृष्ण मंत्र हमेशा चलना चाहिए 24 घंटा। When that old man, वो वृद्ध बाबा बड़ा ही संतुष्ट हो गया, और महाप्रभु भगवान चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने देखा तो बड़े प्रसन्न हो गए, और फिर उस गोपाल 5 साल के गोपाल को नाम दिया गोपाल गुरु। तो तुम तो सबका गुरु है। तो कोई भी कुछ भी करें, हरे कृष्ण मंत्र चलता ही रहना चाहिए। रही बात मन विचलित है, थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा। जब आप जोर से जो गोल 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 घूमेंगे और रुक जाएंगे तो देखेंगे कि पूरा दुनिया घूम रहा है गोल गोल गोल। थोड़ा समय लगेगा स्थिर होने में। भगवद गीता पढ़िए ज्यादा से ज्यादा, भगवद गीता सुनिए ज्यादा से ज्यादा, और हरे कृष्ण मंत्र कीजिए, भगवान को भोग लगा प्रसाद खाइए, यही सोल्यूशन है। तो समय लगता है। जैसे आपके सर के ऊपर पंखा होगा, आप पंखा बंद कर देते हैं तो इमीडिएटली रुक नहीं जाता, वो फास्ट होता है, फिर धीरे धीरे स्लो होता है, स्लो होता है, स्लो होता है, धीरे 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 बंद होता है। तो हमारा भी मन जो बहुत तेज भाग रहा था उसका टाइम लगे। ठीक है, ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। यस, हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा है।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्णा।
ऑल ग्लोरीज टू प्रभुपाद। प्रभु जी, जप करते हैं जब, तो शुरू से आदत है हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। जब से हमने ये ज्वाइन किया है लगभग 6-7 महीने हो गए हैं। स्टार्ट तो हरे कृष्णा से ही करते हैं, बट बीच बीच में वो हरे रामा हो जाता है, तो वही कंटिन्यू कर सकते हैं क्या?
तो देखिए, शास्त्रों में दोनों ही मंत्र हैं।
जी
आप म्यूट कर दीजिए। शास्त्रों में दोनों ही मंत्र हैं, हरे राम से भी स्टार्ट होता है, हरे कृष्ण से भी स्टार्ट होता है, दोनों मंत्र हैं। लेकिन हमारे आचार्यों ने और भगवान चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने हमको हरे कृष्ण मंत्र जप करने बोला, तो हरे कृष्ण से चालू कीजिए। अब आप हरे राम से चालू कर रहे हरे कृष्ण, देखा जाए तो कुछ है नहीं फर्क, सेम ही मंत्र है। हाँ? लेकिन क्योंकि हमारे आचार्य ने बोला तो ठीक है, तो हरे कृष्ण से चालू कीजिए, बीच में हरे राम जो हो जाता है, आप चैंटिंग करते करते नो प्रॉब्लम। लेकिन आप हरे कृष्ण से चालू कीजिए, बीच में हो जाता है, फिर उसको हरे कृष्ण पे लेके आइए, जस्ट बिकॉज हमारे आचार्यों ने और भगवान ने हमको ये दिया है ना। बाकी तो भगवान का ही नाम है, चाहे हरे राम से चालू हो चाहे हरे कृष्ण से। एनी अदर क्वेश्चन?
Thank
ठीक
you.
है।
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful session. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, do we have to read Gita?
Yeah, read at least one shloka, and earlier we used to do, so you can start. Everyone can be logged in. सब लोग रुकिए, 5 मिनट का रीडिंग करेंगे, वन श्लोका, वन ट्रांसलेशन एंड पर्पल फ्रॉम भगवद गीता। ओके, हरे कृष्णा, you can share.
Should I start from 1.1?
And already something is done, but you can start from 2.13.
Okay. Okay. So we are reading from Bhagavad Gita,